Nelson Mendoza is here to talk with us about pastoral care in a different kind of way and in a functional community. So Nelson, take it away.
Hey everybody, Nelson Mendoza here. I like to call myself your friendly neighborhood game chaplain. So game chaplaincy is hard to fully explain. So what I'm going to do is show you just a small snippet of what it has looked like. This clip is actually from last night. So if you're not at your screen, you might want to come back and turn up your volume just a little bit. If you are squeamish at all, consider this your content warning. It's nothing too bad, but let's see. Are y'all seeing a video still right now?
Yep, we can see it.
Okay, here we go. Oh! Oh, go away! Ew, ew, ew! You said I could pick up puke. Why are you vomiting all on me?
I think it has to be your own puke.
So, that's basically video game chaplaincy. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. No, so as many of you know, that actually could be used as a parallel for ministry in general sometimes, trying to pick up vomit and pick up things falling apart around you. But that was a clip from last night's stream of Sea of Thieves is the game if you were curious. Yes, it's on Twitch. And I was playing with two friends, and just for quick exposition, one of the friends is someone who was deeply damaged by the church and has no intention of coming back by any means. And yet, he was at my ordination last June. And then the other individual is in his early 20s, did not grow up in any denomination or any church by any means. But because of our connection and because of our relationship through gaming, he has now, considered me a close friend, but also on top of that, when he thinks of people from a religious background, he doesn't think that we're all just, super crazy. And he's told his friends like, oh no, I know this dope ass, sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to curse on here, clergy person that, is just really very just down to earth. And so being able to create those connections is one of the many reasons why I wanted to start doing what this thing called video game chaplaincy was. And so historically, some background, I just graduated from Seminary of the Southwest in Austin, Texas this past June. Wait, it is June. May? I don't know what month it is anymore, y'all. And when I first started my junior year at seminary, Day Pritchard came and spoke to us from the Episcopal Evangelism Society and gave us the pitch of, if you have a unique idea around doing ministry or doing evangelism, I want you to come up with something. And so my first year I pitched something, didn't stick. Second year, pitched something, didn't stick. Well, the third year, this past year of seminary, I came to EES and I was like, I don't know what else to do, but here's my story. I am a first generation Asian American. I came to this country when I was, less than 2 years old, had a thick accent. And, for me, growing up, I grew up in Southern Virginia, it was very lonely. I had family and friends, yes, but at the same time, it was still a very isolating time of my life. And I needed something to turn to. And, I didn't turn to books like many folks did. I turned to video games. And so for me, video gaming has always been kind of my fortress of solitude, a place of safe haven, a place that has been life-giving for me. And the more that I've gotten into the gaming communities, that's also the same situation for a lot of gamers out there. And yes, gaming, is portrayed by media in some negative elements, but there are so many good things around gaming. I mean, again, Twitch alone, the people who Twitch, the streamers, as we call them, raised over $30 million alone for charity because of their gaming and their passion for building community. And so in my proposal to EES, I really wanted to show why the power or the gaming community was such a great avenue or people to tap into, not because we want to evangelize and whatnot, but just because there's so much potential for good work, for expanding God's kingdom in that community. And so I pitched it to EES, and I started streaming in, I want to say, October of this past year. I started on the platform Mixer, which if you follow tech at all, recently announced its closure less than 48 hours ago, which is why I'm now on Twitch and I'm now building a new community. But in starting that community on Mixer, and the reason I started on Mixer was the fact that Mixer was a lot more community driven. Mixer had much less of an audience than Twitch. Twitch has millions and millions. Mixer had less than probably a couple 100,000. And so I really wanted to start, if you want to compare it to a church dynamic, it was like me doing a church plant. It was an online church plant of, what can I do with this grant money and this time to put aside intentional space for connecting with folks. And so, I started this ministry thinking that, okay, it'll just be me and like a friend or two. And it slowly grew to me sitting in front of, I think, 20 to 30 folks on a given stream session. And, while we're not doing explicit like biblical reflection or theological reflection, we're still building a community. And for a lot of those folks, that's what they needed, particularly in a community like gaming, where unfortunately there's a lot of toxic masculinity present. There's a lot of issues around abuse of female gamers, which is actually one of the many reasons why Mixer is closed. And right now, we're seeing a lot in parallel to what is happening publicly, a lot of actions and awareness around racial reconciliation, even in the gaming community, right? And so a lot of these, macro level issues that are affecting society are also affecting folks in entertainment and in gaming. And so to see these video gamers, these streamers, these folks that are content creators starting to branch out or expand their understanding and expand and leverage their clout for these things has been fascinating. And to be that person that is, in that space has also been incredibly life-giving. I think what is also important to reflect on is this started before Corona tide, right? And so, I'm not going to say I told you so, but there were so many folks in the beginning like, well, who's going to watch someone stream for hours and try to build community? And, now that's what we're trying to do, right? That's what we're trying to do in our respective church services, in our respective community services, in just ways to connect. And so I have been so blessed to have the experience of seeing and figuring out and like throwing the spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks, right, before all of this happened. And so I've been in just a unique position to fortunately offer advice and tips for folks that have gone into into streaming now for their church services. And I'll just leave you with one of my best stories around this that was explicit pastoral care. Was I had an individual who is a reservist in the Army, and his background's actually Jewish, and he was given the decision to, do I deploy to the Gaza Strip, where I feel a sense of duty around my faith, but also my country, or do I stay here in the States and continue to expand my career? And we spent, quite some time reflecting on what both of that would mean for him. And, that was just, again, one of the many encounters or engagements that I've had the privilege. And again, recently, as Mixer has closed and with folks moving to Twitch, it is very much, I know it sounds dramatic, but for a lot of folks, it's a pastoral crisis for them, feeling like they do not have a home anymore. Mixer for them for many years was their home. It's where their community was built. And now they're having to uproot forcibly because of the company moving amidst, accusations of sexual harassment and abuse in the community and in entertainment business, as well as issues around racial reconciliation and systemic injustice. And so there's a lot of potential work there that I've been doing. And a lot of it's building community, it's building trust, and being that person that they start associating with well, I have kind of a thing that's on the peripherals or, on the outsides of what might be spiritual. And I think I know a guy, I've seen his stream, he seems pretty cool. He curses sometimes, and you know, he doesn't seem like any other clergy person we've, you know, had in the past. And so it's been a wonderful experience, and I'm happy to chat about how you can get more into streaming if you'd like. Thank you.